This episode is brought to you by Casamigos Tequila. What do you bring to a holiday party? Simple. A bottle of Casamigos. Because nothing gets the party started like a Casamigos margarita. Which isn't just for summer. In fact, it's the perfect pour all year round. Casamigos is the gift that always feels right. Because anything goes with my Casamigos. Please drink responsibly. Imported by Casamigos Spirits Company, White Plains, New York. Casamigos Tequila, 40% alcohol by volume.
The Hyundai Getaway Sales Event is on now with awesome deals on their most popular models, including adventure-ready SUVs like the Hyundai Santa Fe and Santa Fe Hybrid. There's also the stylish Elantra, packed with the latest tech, or go electric with the Ioniq 5 or Ioniq 6. Visit HyundaiUSA.com or call 562-314-4603 for more details. Offers in January 5th, 2026.
As a contractor, I don't pay for materials I don't use. So why would I pay for stuff I don't need in my mobile plan? That's why my Biz plan from Verizon Business is so perfect. Now I can choose exactly what I want, and I only pay for what I need.
Right now, with my Biz plan, get our best price, as low as $25 a line. Visit Verizon.com/business to get started today. New lines only. Price per month with 5+ lines. Includes auto pay and paper-free billing and promotional discount. Taxes, fees, economic adjustment charge. Applicable add-ons, prices, and terms apply. Guarantee applies to base monthly rate and stated discounts only. Add-on prices additional. Offers in January 5th, 2026.
Are you a forward thinker? Then you need an HR and finance platform that thinks like you do. Workday is the AI platform that helps propel your organization, your workforce, and your industry into the future. Workday, moving business forever forward.
It's Packer week. All hands on deck. Q, as always, we're going to preview this big game against those Ops in Wisconsin. Tiff, welcome.
Thank you.
I need a little bit more ferocity.
Well, I mean, it didn't feel very red carpet with the welcome, so I just matched the energy with my thank you.
Like I said, this is a big week, so let's make sure we have that energy that this week definitely requires. Starting off, because it's a big week, if the Bears mess around and win, y'all gonna take y'all shirt off like Ben Johnson, good, better, best?
My shirt going off. Good, better, best, yes. No shirt.
I'm a good, better, best with my shirt on. That's possible.
We've
done it for these weeks.
Stop being boring.
It's okay. That's what's up. I like it.
You got all the fans on TikTok and YouTube, and you won't do anything to get them going. Come on now, Tiff. Do better.
Okay. Okay. I'll try next time. Not like that, but I'll try.
So the Bears come into this game, number one team in the conference, 9-3 against the 8-3-1. I still think that one is a loss, but it is what it is. I can't make everybody else see the Packers how I see them. And they are actually tied because of that one at the top of the division. We've all heard the scenario that if the Bears lose this game, they can go from 1-7, depending on what happens with the 49ers. I think they're on a bye this week. I'm not sure, but this ain't got nothing to do with the 49ers right now.
Oh, no, you're right. They are on a bye. You're right.
So I guess the first question we open the show with is this a must-win in Week 14 for the Chicago Bears?
For momentum and for just the vibes, yes, it's a must-win. Realistically, as far as playoff schedule, it makes it a lot easier and a lot more guaranteed if we win, but it's not a must-win in that situation. So I'm going to say 75% must-win, 25%, it's not a must-win. But I don't really want to hear, people are still doubting Chicago. Even now, even all the people, all the talking heads, last week it was, we can't beat Philly. Philly gonna run us over. Woo. Then when that didn't happen, they didn't come back with the humble pie like they were supposed to. They just came back talking about, oh, well, Philly's actually just falling apart. So, I don't really want to hear if the Bears were to lose. So let me move that up to about 85% must win for the Bears.
No, it's not a must win. Is it a must win for us as a fan base? Yes, because I don't want to have to have any Packers fans' faces running into my fists because they annoy me. But No, all of our goals are still obtainable if we do go into Wisconsin and lose. We could still be the number one seed in the NFC. We can still go to the playoffs. We can still ultimately win the Super Bowl. So is this one a must win? No, our backs aren't to the wall in terms of playoff position, but I need this win though. I ain't gonna lie to you. I need this one.
Why do you need this one in particular?
I don't think you have to ask. They've done my ops.
But you said you need this win.
I need
it
this
sounded
win.
to me like when you said it, it sounded to me like this win, this one game is more important than any other game we played between these two teams.
It's always the most important. Every time we play the Packers, it's important.
Yeah, I agree. I never want to lose to them guys.
This for the
Never.
ancestors. It's for the ancestors.
Mike Dicker?
He not my
ancestor?
ancestor.
He not my
R.I.P.
ancestor.
Gail Sayers. R.I.P. Walter Payton. Those are our
There you go.
ancestors.
Now you're speaking.
Yeah.
Mike's just in the
R.I.P.
way.
Dicker.
R.I.P. Dick. Well, he don't got to rest in peace necessarily because he didn't create peace while he was here. So just sleep, just rest, old man. That's it. It ain't got to be peaceful. Just got to rest. Lay down.
It's a lot of animosity between Chicago and Wisconsin during this time of Wisconsin's going through it. We want to help them go through it a lot more. What Giannis wants out, and we got to make sure we send their favorite team to the L station. The history between these teams is as such. You know, like I said, the Bears are coming into this game 9-3. Packers 8-4-1. The Bears are led by Caleb Williams. The number one pass catcher, Rome Odunze. Number one running back is DeAndre Swift. The Packers are led by Jordan Love. Romeo Doubs is his favorite receiver. And Josh Jacobs is the top running back for there. The Packers have won 4 of the last 5 meetings in this matchup. However, the Bears won the last one, and the Bears are going for their second win over the Packers in 2025. Q, what game sticks out to you the most between these two teams and their history against each other?
And their history or my view in history? I'm just go with my view in history. What game sticks out the most? 99 when Walter Payton just died and Brian Robinson got that big hand up and blocked that field goal for the Bears to win. I believe the score was 14-13. That one sticks out because that was Sweetness that did that. He gave Big Brian the boost, have him stick his arm up. And I wish he would have just, while he had his hand up to block that field goal, I wish he would have just turned his hand just a little bit like this and just did like this. Just do like that when you block the Packers field goal next time. So that game sticks out to me the most because it felt good to beat the Packers in that fashion.
What about you, Tiff?
I'm gonna say a little bit more recent history. I'm gonna go with one super negative memory, and then I'm gonna go with one good memory. I'm gonna go with the super negative. I mean, how can we not say? I think the one time that we've met in the playoffs, and we've talked about it on this show before, when we saw Jay Cutler just sitting on the sideline on that little bike. As a matter of fact, I was watching some program today. They were talking about the Bears. Oh, whatever show Greg Jennings is on. Of course, they had to bring it back to that one time we played in the playoffs. So that of course is a crushing memory for all Bears fans. And I'm gonna go with a good one. The first game in 2018 when we had just gotten Khalil Mack, and how many times did he sack Rodgers that game?
I believe it was 4.
Yeah, it just felt like, the vibes just felt.
It was just dominance.
It was just dominance. It just felt that felt like this season is about to be a vibe, and it didn't end up being a vibe. Well, mostly a vibe. So those another heartbreaking Bears memory, right? But newly acquired Khalil Mack. I can't even remember how long he was on the team at that time. I think there was some, question whether he was even going to play, and for him to just come out.
That was the first game of the season.
But I'm
he
saying
got there at the end of the preseason.
Yeah.
He got there in the last game of the preseason. Starters don't play the last game of the preseason, especially back then. But he got there the week of the last game of the preseason. He had like less than 2 weeks with the team.
Yeah, so that was a vibe. I love seeing him putting, and I think, isn't that the game where that meme of Rodgers with his helmet looking all crazy and him making that face? Isn't that from that game or no?
No, that was from the
Think
Cardinals
so.
game.
Oh,
No, it's from
okay.
the
Well,
Cardinals
Was
game.
it? Okay.
Yeah.
regardless, Khalil Mack put him on his ass a whole bunch of times, and that made me very happy. So that's a good memory from recent history.
Bear down. The game that sticks out to me the most, well, it would have been the one that Q said, because that is probably my earliest memory of Bears versus Packers and how real it is. Rest in peace, Walter Payton, once again. Bears are actually 2-0 with one of their greats die. And they just, the Angels be in the outfield if the Bears still played at Wrigley Field.
Somebody else got to die. Somebody got to die this week because I need a win. Virginia, does that count? Virginia,
Cute.
she just it's not too. Is that not recent enough?
She been carrying him the whole season. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah. That patch,
Virginia-
that patch is her.
Been patching some things up.
Yeah, I was not a fan of that patch originally. I was like, it's kind of ugly. It's kind of like an eyesore. Hey, but we 9-3 with that patch. So I mean,
Hey,
keep it
I
rolling.
heard one Bears fan that was like talking about. I mean, I had never heard this lore before. They was talking about, oh yeah, the Bears never gonna be good till she did all these dirty things to her brother. Woo, woo, woo. I'm not saying it's true. I'm just saying this season has been quite the turnaround. So have it happen, we'll continue to take it.
Shout out Virginia. I'm pretty sure that lady was an abolitionist too when she in her early teens.
She was a suffragist.
Yeah.
She fought for all the rights.
Yeah, she fought for our rights there. Yes, that was for dear old Virginia.
Enough.
Since Q took that number one game on my list, I'm gonna go with the last game these two teams played, and the reason why, not because we won, not because we got to finish this season on a little bit of a high note. It's because of what Jaquan Brisker did to the fans while leaving the field. That old flip off. And I love that energy. And I need Jaquan Brisker and the rest of them guys to come back into this game. Same energy. Don't switch up, because it's up when we see them dudes in green and yellow. When Ben Johnson was hired in his introductory press conference, he had something very interesting to say. And he waved a little bit of a dog whistle towards our neighbors to the north of us, though, in Wisconsin. And I think that kicked off the next great era in this rivalry. Go ahead and hear what he said.
And to be quite frank with you, I kind of enjoyed beating Matt LaFleur twice a year.
I heard him and Mike do have a little bit of rivalry. That I have heard prior to that introductory press conference and post. And quite frankly, if the rivalry extended to hands, I got my money on Ben Johnson kicking his ass.
I'm taking Ben. I'm taking Ben every day. Sure am.
Yeah.
I
Definitely
don't
kick
know.
Mike LaFleur's ass.
I've heard that, it's probably two-sided now with the beef, but I heard when it was said that people were like, Michael Ford was like, why F me? You know what I'm saying? Like, how did I get thrown into it?
He had the 50
What
cent,
I do?
the 50 cent meme. Okay.
So I don't know.
Before.
I don't know if that's true or false, but I mean, whether they do or not, that's what he's supposed to say, right? You the coach of the Bears. We got smoke with the Packers, so you got smoke with Matt. I don't care if y'all dap up afterwards. You got smoke with him, and if he was caught off guard, good. That's what's up. I mean, I think that was more, and maybe he does have something, or he just likes winning. But he knew the vibes. He knows what that rivalry is.
You know the vibe.
That was like, let me
I-
connect with the fans. Let me connect with the media. Let me connect with the players. That's more what it was to me.
I look at it like we all seen the Lion King, right? We know when Simba was ascending to the throne, he looked in the sky and saw Mufasa.
Wait a second.
Right?
Wait a second. Tiff, have you seen The Lion King?
Excuse you. Excuse
I
you.
just wanna
First of
make
all,
sure.
I still cry like a baby every single time that Mufasa dies. I'm talking about real tears coming down my face. So
Just
yes,
wanted to make
I
sure.
have.
Go on, Q. Go on.
So I look at it like Ben Johnson is Simba, and he's looking in that sky and sees Mufasa. Mufasa is Lovey Smith. That's Lovey Smith. So Ben Johnson knows what his ancestors. He knows what his ancestors need, or you could even equate it to Black Panther. Ben Johnson he's the Black Panther. He's T'Challa, and he's on the ancestral plane. And Lovey appears to him and tells him what he needs to do.
Can he be on the ancestral plane? No, I like Ben, but
Ben is welcome in Wakanda. Good, better, best. We can all use it.
He like Bucky, huh? He the White Wolf. All right, okay, I guess.
Hey, if Bucky, if one arm Bucky, conservative Bucky can be in Wakanda, Ben Johnson can be in Wakanda too. You got to let Ben in.
Okay, we letting him in.
Let's get to the preview for this game. Let's start off with the injury report, as we always do. So the Bears have come into the last few games with the injury report of 12 or more names. Last week was 12, and a couple of weeks ago it was like 16. This week they have 10 names, so it's trending down. The DMPs on Wednesday were only 4. You got Cal Monungai did not practice on Wednesday. Tyreek Stevenson, Roma Dunze, and Ruben Hippolyte all matched him in that not participating on Wednesday. And as we said before, Wednesday isn't the greatest indicator of where you are with your recovery or whether or not you're going to play on Sunday. Wednesdays are usually walkthroughs. TJ Edwards was spotted out there on the field. Is that while the media was available to see the players practice on Wednesday? So there's a lot of motion moving towards TJ Edwards maybe back for this week. Are you all feeling confident in that?
Very confident, and he is very necessary. Welcome back, King. Welcome back.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves.
No. I need a positive energy.
It's time to
Welcome
come back,
back,
sir.
King. Don't time
Welcome
out.
back, King.
Welcome back, King.
Welcome back,
Don't bring that negativity here.
Do not bring that
I said
negativity.
welcome back, King.
Counting
God
that
damn it, he's
chicken.
back.
Welcome back, King. Welcome back.
Yeah, that's it. Don't add nothing else, Tay.
You don't get to chit chat with your friend Edmonds on the sidelines anymore. Get back in the game, sir. You guys can talk after.
Come on. Take that little risk. Get in that game.
Get in that game.
You got 2 legs. You can run. You got another arm. Tackle somebody. Get the spirit of Dick Bucket in you. Get the spirit of Dick in you. Spirit of Dick in you.
Move on, please.
Moving right along.
Okay.
And Andrew Billings, Jalen Johnson, Dominique Robinson, and Noah Sewell were all full participants on Wednesday. Coming to Thursday, this is the first real day as it relates to injury reports. Wednesday is, like I said, is a install day. So again, another 4 names did not participate in practice on Wednesday. Joe Thuney switched spots with Cal Monungai. Joe Thuney, as we got accustomed to, this is a vet rest day, so we can just move on past him. We know he's going to play. Tyreek Stevenson, Roma Dunze, and Ruben Hippolyte have not practiced now twice this week. Scale of 1 to 5, Q. Your concern level with these 3 guys and their availability for Sunday.
When the holidays start to feel a bit repetitive, reach for a Sprite Winter Spiced Cranberry and put your twist on tradition. A bold cranberry and winter spice flavor fusion, Sprite Winter Spiced Cranberry is a refreshing way to shake things up this sipping season. And only for a limited time. Sprite. Obey your thirst.
This episode is brought to you by LinkedIn. Psst, healthcare pros. Word's out, and it's too good to keep quiet. Look, LinkedIn is revolutionizing job hunting, making it possible to search by specialty, shift preference, and salary. Endless scrolling is out. Whether it's a mental health therapist or dental hygienist, finding the perfect role is faster and easier than ever. Head to linkedin.com/healthcare and start your search today.
In Walmart's Newville, time was ticking away. Only a few nights left till the big holiday. But last-minute gifters had no need to worry. Walmart Express Delivery got their gifts in a hurry. From Nintendo to Nespresso and Lego Flowers, they could check off their lists in as fast as an hour. All of Newville, East, West, South, and North could order gifts up until 5 p.m. on December 24th. So this holiday, just do as the Who's do. With gift delivery this fast, they all gasped. From Walmart, who knew? Subject to availability, terms and fees apply.
Meet the computer you can talk to. With Copilot on Windows, working, creating, and collaborating is as easy as talking. Got writer's block? Share your screen with Copilot Vision to help spark inspiration, and use Copilot Voice to have a conversation and brainstorm ideas. Or maybe you need some tech help. With Copilot Vision, Copilot sees what you see. Let Copilot talk you through step-by-step guidance so you can master new apps, games, and skills faster. Try now at windows.com/Copilot.
A 4, because I feel like Rome has been struggling, or he's been on the injury report for like the last 8 weeks, and it feels like poor dear Rome's body just might not make it this week. He just might not make it this week. And the wide
It's
receiver
curious.
depth,
It's curious. He's on the injury report for his foot, because I would have assumed it was his hands that were hurt.
Hey, not too much.
Hold on.
Not too much on Rome.
Hold on.
Not too much. He hadn't been
Um,
dropping passes the last couple games. Not too much.
he hasn't been getting open enough to drop passes, but hey,
I mean, he was
that's
wide
okay.
open in the end zone, but we ain't gonna dwell on the pass. When the ball was thrown in his damn feet and he had to try to dive down to
You're
get it.
not going to dwell on the negativity.
Okay.
If you're no
Except if we
evil,
talk about Rome in his hands, that's when we can be negative. Oh, okay,
We're
my
not.
bad.
I said
bad.
nothing about his hands. I said nothing about his hands, and it's a fair assumption to wonder if something happened to his hands. We just want Rome to be in the best shape possible to continue this journey towards a Super Bowl. We are concerned for all
That's all I
Bears
want.
equally. All Bears
That's
are
right.
loved and cared for and concerned equally.
All Bears matter.
Elegant. All Bears matter.
Scale of 1 to 5, Tiff. Your level of concern for Rome, Polite, and Tyreek Stevenson's availability on Sunday.
Stevenson, not so much, because I think Nashawn obviously has filled in pretty well. So, you know, if Stevenson's out, you know, I'm not gonna lose any sleep about that. Hippolyte, I mean, same thing. 2, 1, 2, especially if we get TJ back. Now, Rome, that's where the concern comes in. You know, even though he hasn't been doing a ton in the past game the last few weeks as far as catching, I mean, he's been an excellent blocker. And, you know, everybody has recognized how well the run game is done. And a lot of that is the O-line, a lot of that is running back, but a lot of that is the receivers blocking too. So he's still an integral part of the team, and he still is a big play threat, and he still is at times Caleb's, you know, safety blanket. And he is a person that the Packers need to be worried about. So, of course, we don't want to lose Rome. I don't care what he's done these last few games. I mean, for a while, he had a touchdown streak for forever. This is the game where he can get back on that streak. So, out of the 3, he's probably the only one that I would be like, shit, if he wasn't going to play. The other 2, you know, if they can't, if we got to sacrifice those 2 this week for Rome to play, hey, let's do it. But I hope we can have every man, you know, ready real soon. That would be the best.
That would be the best. In addition to those guys who didn't practice, another limited for TJ, another limited, his first limited, Cal Monunga, and the rest of the guys on the injury report, Billings, Jalen Johnson, Dominic Robinson, Noah Sewell, all back-to-back full participants in practice. I like what you said there, Tiff. With Tyreek being banged up right now, it has actually made him a little bit more expendable in what we're doing on the defensive side of the ball. In fact, I've heard it mentioned a lot of places that if he was healthy, he'll be platooning with Nashawn on the outside.
Yeah, he would be.
It wouldn't be a straight up, all right, bro, thanks for holding it down while I was gone. I get my spot back now. No, you're going to you got to rotate in. And in fact, I've heard it assumed that majority of the snaps will actually go to Nashawn over Tyreek. How would you all feel about that?
I feel that would line up pretty accurately. You got to remember, these 2 were in a training camp battle, and it did seem like during that battle, Nashawn was edging that job away from Tyreek. It seemed like in camp. So I would think the platoon would be around 60-40.
Nashawn's big playability cannot be denied at this point, right? Does he get, you know, burned a time or 2? Yes. But does Tyreek as well? Yes. I mean, that's kind of the nature of the position. But the way he just has an instinct for the ball this year, you know, some of these interceptions that he's gone up and high pointed like he was a receiver, I don't know that we can be without that unless something major were to happen and change. And I don't know that Tyreek has had such a standout year this year. And maybe some of that is he's been in and out of the lineup and things of that nature. But if I got to pick one of them right now, I'm going with Nashawn. Most definitely.
Speaking of Nashawn, I don't know how you take the NFC Player of the Month off the field.
Of the month, period. How
The
can you do
entire
that?
month.
The NFL's leader in takeaways and the NFC Defensive Player of the Month.
Let's move on over to the Packers injury report. They got 18 guys on their list. Some of the names that's on their list, you got Edgerrin Cooper, Brenton Cox, Matthew Golden, who missed the last game. Jordan Love is on this injury report as well. We'll come back to him in a second. Jaden Reed is out there. Lucas Van Ness, Quay Walker, Dontavion Hicks, Davante Wyatt, Carl Brooks. Just a bunch of names on this list. Other than Jordan Love, who stands out to you?
That's both of their linebackers. The Packers receivers are all kind of interchangeable. So, no, but Quay Walker and Edgerrin, that's their two inside linebackers. So, those names stand out to me.
So Quay Walker is on the injury report with a neck injury. He was limited on Wednesday, full on Thursday. Tavius Wicks limited on both days with an ankle injury. Lucas Van Ness, Savion Williams, and Davante Wyatt have not registered a single practice this week. Let's talk about Bears offense versus the Packers defense. You kicked it off, Q, talking about their linebackers. What are some of the advantages that the Green Bay Packers defense has coming into this game against the Chicago Bears?
Packers have been they've played top 10 level defense all year, borderline top 5. So I think one of the advantages they have is probably on the edge, whichever side that whichever Trappilla's going to be on the left side. They're going to have an edge with our rookie tackle. You got 2 Pro Bowl level edge rushers who could line up over in between Micah Parsons and Rashawn Gary. So I think the edge they have is experience.
Micah, I mean, up to this point, he's been a big playmaker when it counted in the fourth quarter. Throughout the game, but when they needed a big stop and a big play in the fourth quarter, he's kind of been that. Now, on the opposite side, when we have needed a play in the fourth quarter, Caleb has been that guy. So it's definitely going to be interesting to see, Houdini against Micah Parsons, and I'm believing in Caleb and our O-line to win that. But, if you're asking what you're most worried about with Green Bay's defense, Micah's got to be what comes to mind.
Yeah, what side of the line does Micah usually line up on, Q? Does he move around? Is he a rover still with Green Bay? I know he did with Dallas, but I don't know what he's been doing with Green Bay.
Seen him line up over center. I've seen him line up in the A gaps. I've seen him line up in the B gaps. I've seen him line up on the edge. I've seen him line up at 5 technique. He lines up all over. They put him where they feel there's a weak link in the offensive line, which is why I think they're going to trust Trapilla out a lot with him. So I think he'll line up a lot on that side, though. Even though Gary is typically on that side, I think Micah Parsons will get his crack at Trapilla, too.
How would you grade Trapillo in these last 2 games? I still don't know what happened to Theo. He's not on the injury report. I haven't heard that he was pulled. I don't think anybody has directly asked Ben Johnson, was he benched or anything like that. But how would you all grade Trapillo so far?
He had a very good game last week against the Eagles. His PFF score was high. I don't believe he gave up a sack. I think a couple pressures. Obviously good enough where that they felt they could move forward with him as a starter. I know Ben sort of addressed it in a press conference. He said Trapilla was an ascending player and that obviously he needs more reps. So I think that's your answer about Benedette. I think Trapillo's graded better in pass blocking than Benedette. So I don't think it's a case of Benedette still being hurt. I think they're still obviously looking for the answer at left tackle. That's the one position that on the offensive line that remains unsolved. But I think Trapillo made a major step towards solving that position. And you got to remember, when Darnell Wright was out, Trapillo had 2 very good games. One against Max Crosby. I know Max Crosby wreaked some havoc, but a lot of his havoc was wreaked on the other side against Benedette. And Trapillo didn't give up a sack against Crosby.
I think he's been probably BB plus. He was really good. He was better than I expected in the Philly game. He was really good in the run defense. And I think Ben Johnson obviously favors him, right? There hasn't been a big announcement. This person's being pulled and this person is in, but he's been in. And, if you notice when Ben Johnson called the O-line to give him their game ball, who was the first name that came out of his mouth? It was Ozzy. It was Trapillo. So does that mean anything, or is that just how, it came off his tongue? Who knows? But, I think until he makes a mistake, he's probably going to get a chance, you know what I'm saying, to show what he can do. And hopefully they'll give him a lot of help. They understand what's at stake this week and what they're going up against. So hopefully they'll help him out a lot. But I think it's more than his job to lose. I think he would have to, have something tragic happen for him to get pulled at this point.
So the Bears are 8th in the league in points scored per game. Their passing game, that's much maligned this past week. 15th in the league, 220 yards per game. Rush, 2nd in the league, 153 yards per game. Packers defense allow just under 19 points per game. That's 6th in the league. They are 8th in the league in rush defense per game and 6th in the league and pass yards given up per game. We just talked about where the Packers' advantages are on defense, right? Based on those numbers, it sounds to me that the Packers are going to do what they do best, and that's try to stop the run. The difference is on the ground. Since their bye week, the Bears have averaged 180 rushing yards per game. On the season is 153. But as we all saw almost a week ago, the 281-yard performance against Philadelphia Eagles opened everyone's eyes. And I would be hard pressed to believe that the Packers saw that same game and say, you know what, we're going to let that happen to us too. I think they are burned the midnight oil on their run fits and trying to make sure they stop that. What do you think the Bears need to do to make sure their harvest bores no fruit, Tiff?
I think we've got to have a balanced attack, right? Obviously, the Bears run game is the hot buzzword. That's the reason we won, according to most everybody. So, of course, and we did play really well in the rush game, and we have been. So that is what the Packers are going to try to take away. And between the two, the rush and the pass, they're better at stopping the rush than stopping the pass. So they're going to try to hone in on that. And again, another narrative that's swirling around is Caleb is super inaccurate and the pass game sucks. And and I'm not saying there's not some credence to that, but him and Jordan Love numbers is very comparable. Like, let's not, act like one side got the best passing game in the world. Their yards ain't that far off. Now, completion is the only play that Jordan Love blows Caleb out of the water in completion. Okay. But he has a couple more touchdowns, and when you add up all touchdowns, Caleb has more touchdowns. But I digress. The point is, they're better at stopping the run than stopping the pass. So they are going to try to make us pass. So that means we need to have a balanced attack. We need to keep them honest with the passing game so that they can't lock in solely on the run game. So I think we've got to be a little bit more balanced. Of course, we're going to try to run the ball. We're going to try to control the game like we've been doing. We're, believingly going to have a huge lead where we'll just be running the ball anyway. But they are going to try to take the run away first because they think that the pass game is the weaker part.
The secret sauce in this game isn't to just lean on the rushing. Even though I don't want to say the Bears leaned on the rushing game in this last game because Caleb Williams did attempt 30 some odd passes. I think it needs to be a little bit more balanced this time around, just to be able to keep the Packers off balance. Some of those, maybe some more naked boots as we're doing a spray of runs. And how about this time Caleb keeps it instead of the play action? He just keeps it, tries to keep Michael Parsons and them guessing or what's going to happen. That's, I think, how we can attack that defense and soften them up. And yes, Tiff, I agree. We got to start connecting Caleb and Rome, Luther, and the rest of them. We got to start making sure we can move the ball with efficiency through the air as well. Q, you said Michael Parsons will probably try to test out Trapillo. I say I welcome that challenge. Trapillo, he is a man amongst boys. He doesn't have all the footwork and glorified moves yet that his counterpart on the right side may have. But trying to move around him takes a minute. Trying to move through him is a losing effort. I would love to see Michael Parsons try to get around him. But what I don't want to see Caleb try to do the yo-yo thing that he's been great at this year. Trying to get away from Michael Parsons is different from getting away from anybody else. For one, Michael Parsons is actually the athlete that can get with you. The athlete that can chase you down. He's actually the athlete that has the necessary cone drill mechanics that can stop on a dime and come get you after you done made your twirl.
Yeah,
I need Caleb Williams.
Might be the most athletic edge. Abdul Carter's a fantastic athlete too. I think Micah has him beat though. Micah said he could catch Justin Fields. We only seen Micah and Justin once against each other, but yeah, Micah's a special athlete.
He a special athlete. I don't believe that one though. I got to see that one to believe it.
Nah, he definitely capping. I need Caleb Williams to play on schedule this week though. I don't want to necessarily see Micah have an impact on this game because one, the Bears is on a streak. Michael Parsons is also on a streak too. He's got 6 sacks in the last 3 games. 2. We need to have that broken.
Absolutely. So yeah, on time, get that ball out, make a decisive decision. We don't want to see too many twirls. We don't want to see no twirls against Micah. Make your decision, hit your target, and let's keep going.
Other than Micah, the Packers do generate a pressure rate of 36% on all dropbacks, and that's without blitzing. Rashawn Gary and Michael Parsons, they have been a great 1-2 punch. Parsons has 12.5 sacks on the season. Gary has 7.5, and he got those in one-on-one matchups. Since moving on from Theo and putting Ozzie out there, I don't think that they had Ozzie had a lot of help on his side with him. I think they feel confident that he can handle his own over there. Do you think the Bears need to employ a max protect scheme predominantly through this game against the Packers?
No, I don't, because I think we need to keep our options open, and we need to continue to threaten them downfield. I think if you go to max protect, you're adhering to fear, and I think you're letting the Packers dictate what you want to do offensively. So no, I'm going to have faith in our offensive line. This offensive line has been really, really good the last 6 or 7 weeks. I'm going to have faith in my quarterback. He's been really good the last 6 or 7 weeks in avoiding sacks and avoiding negative plays. I'm not letting the Packers dictate what we do offensively. So no, show me you can disrupt our game plan like you did these other teams, because I didn't see you disrupting what the Panthers were going to do. They ran it down your throat. So no, they're not dictating anything over here.
Yeah, I agree. I think we go with the game plan that the coach staff comes up with. And if something's happened and we need to make adjustments, then we make adjustments. But I think, our game plan has been sound these last several weeks. Coming up against the Eagles, coming up against whoever we were playing, we have the game plan that we have, and it's been working out so far. So I don't think we would let them change something majorly without there being a reason to have to change it. And, but at the same time, when Caleb gets pressured, he doesn't have the best results. So if we see that changes need to be made, then we make those changes. We don't continue to put him in harm's way and continue to have him kind of flustered and moving too quick and all those things. We definitely don't want that. But I think we come into the game with the game plan, that we've had previous weeks that's worked out really well, and then we make whatever adjustments we need to make.
That's one of those things about Caleb Williams that doesn't get a lot of press. In his rookie year, he was very good at completing passes while under duress. This year, he's taking a major step back. He is 29th in the NFL in quarterback rating, completion percentage, and yards per attempt when he's being pressured. That's why I asked the question: like, do we need to shore up our blocking strategy in this game, because Gary and Michael, they don't come to play.
Yeah, I think if it gets out of hand and the crowd starts getting into it and things like that, we need a little momentum shift, and we'll do it. But I think, we can have confidence in the team coming out the gate to kind of see what it looks like first.
Another way, maybe max protect is a little bit too dire. I think that's, as Q said, it limits what we got going on. And Ben Johnson, He's way too dynamic in his scheme to be limited in a way like that. We gotta hit him for the quicks. We have to shorten up. I hate to say this, we got to shorten up Caleb's reads, right? We got to make sure the quick game is in effect. The Packers, they struggle against the quick game. I think that's a way that we can destroy this. We can attack them. They are 29th in EPA per play against the quick passing game. We need to address that. And I know Ben knows this as well because we've seen when we've done these preview episodes, teams that are vulnerable up the middle, vulnerable defending tight ends. What do we see in the game? Colston, Cole Kmet, early and often being involved in the offense. I can imagine in this game against the Packers on Sunday that we see Caleb getting the ball out into the flats to Luther on some bubble screens, DJ on some bubble screens, and a lot of drag route action. I like to see stuff like that. Last thing on that, the Packers are very good at not allowing yards after completion. So Packers are very good at not allowing many yards after completion. They are one of the best teams at hitting you and making sure they drop you. So again, no block, no rock, guys. You got to get out there and move guys around. All right.
I'm looking for a big game from our tight ends. I'm looking for a big game from Cole and a big game from Colston. Cole grew up a Bears fan, so he understands what this rivalry is. Colston, he went to Michigan, so he knows the vibe of a, real story, real heated rivalry. So I'm feeling like I'm feeling like we're going to have some big games from our tight end.
What is your one prediction for the Bears offense against the Packers defense?
I think they're going to run the ball, and I think they're going to run the ball well. We know in order to acquire Micah Parsons, the Packers had to give up Kenny Clark, one of their big run stuff and defensive tackles. And I think Wyatt, the other tackle, is he going to miss the game? I believe he's on the injury report. I believe he's in trouble.
Wyatt is on the injury report. He has not practiced a none this week.
I see an opening. I see Tooney, Dahlman, Jonah Jackson eating in the middle of that Packers defense.
Let's flip the field. Let's go Bears defense against Packers offense. What is the advantages that the Packers offense has in this game, Tiff?
I don't really want to give them no advantages. Maybe the run game because Jacobs is back. I think last week was his first game back. And we have not been great. Although we haven't been atrocious these last couple games at stopping the run. We have not been great this season at stopping the run. Hopefully with TJ and Noah and whomever else is going to be back, Jalen and Kyler and all these people that we've gotten back, that'll get better. But if I had to pick one part that they may have an advantage, it may be the run game. Because he's a hard back to bring down at times, and he's burned us a little bit in recent history.
One thing I do fear is Christian Watson is back. He's a big play receiver. He can get down the field. He's got good speed. He high points. Savion Williams, another tall guy with speed. He can get down the field. Romeo Doubs makes spectacular contested catches. So and Jordan Love has a good arm, and he's pretty accurate down the field, and he's good at extended plays. So one thing I do worry about is we talked about Nashawn and how good of a season he's had, but he's gotten burned a few times. That's one area I do worry about. I worry about the Packers catching Nashawn on the island and trying to go over the top. So that's the area I'm concerned about.
Tiff, you did say Caleb and Jordan Love are comparable this season in pass yards and touchdowns. However, I think Jordan Love is trending towards having the best season of his career, especially in completion percentage. He's trending to have a career high in that, looking to have a career low in interceptions because, interceptions has been a thing for him. And the yards, if he continues going the way he is, he's going to get up over 4,000, may get over 4,300 this season, which is around a career high for him. So coming off of that game he had against Detroit last weekend on Thanksgiving, where you effortlessly 4 touchdowns. I think that's their advantage right there, Jordan Love.
That was the first game he
Are you
looked.
good? Hold on.
Are
Shorty,
you good?
Hold on.
Is
Shorty,
he
is you
okay?
cool? Hold
Is
on, hold
he
on, hold on.
cool? He talking about
Shorty,
some. He's gonna have 4,300
you
yards.
cool?
This man has 70 more yards than Caleb right now. Why do you think he's just gonna have this?
Effortlessly. Hold on. Time out, Tiff. Hold on.
He got 70 more yards than Caleb. He talking about he gonna have a 6,000 yard season. This man that
Speaking of Pauls, that was a lot of glazing.
That's a lot of love for Jordan Love. No wonder he was saying Caleb Love earlier.
We might need to go backstage.
Jordan Love name.
We might need to go backstage, and I might need you to check it out. Because Shorty, is you cool? Like, you over here, that's a little too much.
Are you okay? He acting like that.
It's Shorty, is
Josh
you cool?
Allen last year, Lamar last year. Will y'all really be glazing that bad up? I'm sorry. I'm not saying he's not a decent QB, but let him have one okay game. Now raise him to the top, baby.
I mean, you just went out there praising him. That was a lot of
praise break.
We don't do that. Man, take all that talk to the NFC North Station.
Can't wait till Nishan Wright pick him right on off. Can't wait till Kevin Byard pick him right on off. I can't wait.
I swear to God, give me 6. Because you been on that NFC North show too much, playing with your
eyes. All he do is throw up that little moonball prayer. I can't wait till they come in and grab that shit. I don't know what Detroit was doing last week. That ball was just lofting that shit up there. Man, if y'all don't go take that ball away.
We gotta get you off that channel with B. Foster and all the ops, because you too friendly with ops. You like when these little young shorties out here now FaceTiming they ops. You just cool with, nah, hell no, we don't do that. What, you an 80s baby, right? You an 80s baby, right? What Lil Durk saying opportunist? He like to FaceTime all the ops. We don't do that. Put your phone away. On Wednesdays, you don't do no NFC North show. I'm gonna have to take that show over. You too friendly. You way too friendly out here.
They hold
all that big
together.
teeth all that big teeth and smiling in your op faces and flirting. You a little too friendly. You for the streets. I can't believe what I just heard. Going over there and playing these NFC North streets. You about to be off the bandwagon. When the next stop, Tiff? Do we got to push him off the train?
I don't know. I got to hear the next sentence because that build-up it was not great.
We got to stop the show.
I hope he had a butt coming after what he just said. Hopefully.
Right. Yeah. It better be a butt. It better be a big butt. It better be some BBL butt after that. I need to see some BBL butt after that. Now go ahead. You got the floor again.
You got the floor.
We're going to let you redeem yourself.
Statement, please.
Redeem yourself. Because Ben Johnson is taking your place in Wakanda. You got to go.
While I do think that the advantage that the Packers offense do have is at the quarterback position coming into this game. That game that he had last week was against a struggling Detroit defense. Coming into this game, you don't have that same opportunities that you had against Detroit. The Bears defense is clicking on all cylinders. And if TJ Edwards is able to check back in, it would be a different Bears defense that we've seen all season. The best version of the Bears defense that we have all season. We haven't had Kyler, Jalen, and TJ play in the same game. None.
At all.
So this will be all hands on deck for the first time for the 2025 season. The Bears defense coming to this game ranked 25th in points allowed, first in takeaway differential plus 17. They rank 22nd in pass yards given up per game and 28th in rushing yards per game. The Packers offense, they average 223 yards per game and 117 yards on the ground, and they score 24.5 points per game. This will be the first game the Bears can go a legit man blitz scheme that Dennis Allen is known for. Does that open us up to any big play opportunities with Christian Watson coming back?
If you're saying that they're going to rely on a lot of man, absolutely, absolutely. If Watson gets matched up in man against Nashawn, right? We've seen Nashawn, yes, tremendous season so far, but we've seen him get toasted by T. Higgins. We've seen him get toasted by AJ Brown. Drawing a blank, but I know he's been beat a couple other times. He should have been beaten
T.
by
Higgins.
Jordan Addison. Who?
T. Higgins.
Yeah, I said T. But Jordan Addison absolutely turned him inside out on a corner post route that was disgusting. Jordan Addison, one of the better route runners in this league. I'll keep standing on that hill. Watson is kind of in that vein of a tall, fast receiver. Yes, I know Dennis Allen is getting a lot of his guys back, but I would continue to rely on that cover 3 and those disguised coverages and those different pre-snap reads, because I think you could still fool Jordan Love. I think he's cut down on turnovers a lot this year, but in some of the games I've seen when teams have done a little bit of a chess piece moving before the snap and disguise those coverages, maybe Jordan hasn't had the turnovers, but he hasn't been that effective. I know the Browns run a lot of man, but they did a couple things to confuse Jordan Love, and so did the Panthers. So I want to see DA kind of stick to what he's doing. I know he's getting his big guns back. I want to see him stick to what he's been doing.
Well, what we have been doing since we didn't have Kyler Gordon, Jalen Johnson, Eric Stevenson's been in and out of the lineup, missing damn near every linebacker. They have run a lot of zones. You know, it's not typically what DA wants to do. The Bears, and in his defense, well, not in his defense, but it's worked out for us. The Bears, 15 of the 17 interceptions have been in the zone, have come through a zone call, right? Kevin Byard, 15 of the 17.
Yeah. It's not surprising when you got safeties like Byard and those type of guys. You know, that's why Lovey stayed in the cover 2. You want all your guys looking directly at the quarterback. When you're in man, you know, your back is to the corner. You're in a, you know, kind of a trail technique with the receivers. So, yeah, that's not surprising. But I think that's one of the reasons why I want DA to kind of stay in the zone.
Okay. If he stays in the zone and if he continue doing what he's been doing, that's fine. Because confusing the quarterback has been a staple so far. We've seen a lot of quarterbacks come out there and look like they was clueless. Jalen Hurts, most recently, like they was confused at what they was looking. They, you know, other than a litany of different cover 3 looks, double A gap, mug looks, trap coverages. Dennis Allen has a you see they got the IHOP menu out there. I know this. He got a lot of tricks in his bag.
What did you say? He said in one of his introductory press conferences, he has 10 different variations of cover 3?
I think it was more than 10. I think he said he had it was past 10. It was a lot.
I think
it definitely raised my eyebrows.
I only learned of like 2 in my playing days. So yeah. Dennis is another mad scientist. He I know we talk about Ben Johnson and his offensive genius. Dennis Allen has done work with a very limited defense in terms of having all of his personnel.
The Bears are 8-0 when forcing multiple turnovers in the game this season. And we already talked about Jordan Love has turned down some of his turnover deficiencies that he's had in previous season. Scale of 1 to 5, Tiff. The Bears are getting 2 turnovers this Sunday.
I'm gonna go 4.
You said 4?
Bear down.
The Bears.
I love it.
Very confident that they're gonna turn him over. Listen,
I like
despite
that. You
all
are
the
bearing
flowers
down.
that Vic threw at Jordan Love's feet, despite all those flowers, he maybe not this year, but he is prone to throwing interceptions. And sometimes when you're pressured,
and you can't change who you are.
Those bad habits come to roost. And you know what?
Yep.
He ain't playing no
Can't
defense
change
that
who
took
you
the
are.
ball away like our defense has.
We know who you are,
Maybe
Jordan.
that's why. Maybe that's why he has only thrown 3 picks this year. He hadn't played our defense yet. So I'm very confident that we're going to get a couple turnovers. I'm very confident that at least one of them is going to be a pick.
It's going to be there. And if we were to bet, in fact, check out your DraftKings right now, your FanDuel, whatever. Look at the odds for Kevin Byard getting an interception this game, because since Christian Watson has returned to the lineup, Jordan Love is leading the NFL in average depth of target. So he's no longer checking the ball down. He's attacking all 3 levels on the field.
And that may be part of why he hadn't thrown that many. He's been dinking and dunking most of these games.
Yeah, he's played a lot more. If you look at the games, he's played surprisingly conservative for
You know
Jordan
what?
Love.
He has, because they was like, let him throw the ball. I know you don't want him to get an interception, but let him throw let him throw the ball. Let him throw
That's
the
their
ball.
voice tip. The
Let
fans,
him throw the ball. Take the leash off him. That's what they were screaming. Like, all right, relax.
there we go. I know your career as a podcaster is taking off, but you might want to look into
Voice
as
actor.
a voice actress, yes, because you definitely got something with that voice. You definitely can be a character somewhere. But yeah, Jordan Love he's a much different Jordan Love. He's much more. He protects the ball a lot more. He's less willing to go down the field. He's less willing to throw the ball in tight windows. They're 8-3-1, or as Pay would like to say, they're 8-4, which I agree. They're 8-4. You got to wonder, as these games get more significant in meaning, and you just can't take an L. Does Jordan Love press more? Because you got to go out there and win a game at some point. He's been relying on the running game and defense this year, and the Packers' running game and defense has been good. But as you see these better teams, like when you saw Philly, when you saw Panthers, these 2 NFC teams that are in the playoff picture, will Jordan Love have to revert back to what he's known as a gunslinger? So we will see this Sunday. I got a feeling the Packers are going to have to throw the ball to win this game. They just can't run the ball and play defense. We're not those other teams. You're not going to just skate by in Soldier Field North. Yes, we are 1-0 in Lambeau. It is better known as Soldier Field North now after we win this Sunday.
They're going to have to throw the ball to win this game. They won't be able to rely on just sitting back and running the ball. Well,
they're not going to be comfortable. We're not doing that.
I think that's one of the most concerning matchups in this game. The Bears, we rank almost last in allowing 5.2 yards per carry. You know, we missing guys on the front line. Billings is down, and, some other stuff. Josh Jacobs, he's been pretty good so far this year. He's averaging almost 4 yards per carry. As you said, the Packers have been running the ball a lot this season. While it was down Watson, they were half of their plays have been runs. Scale of 1 to 5, what do you think we can do with Josh Jacobs and their rushing attack?
Scale of 1 to 5, how effective will we be at stopping their rushing attack?
Right.
I'm gonna go 3. I see that as kind of a stalemate. If Billings plays, I feel much more confident. But I'm gonna put that at a 3 because the Bears run defense has been stepping up to the plate. We stopped Saquon. I know Saquon hasn't had the best season, but he's still Saquon Barkley. I don't think Saquon had one explosive play against us.
I'm going to go 3 as well. We haven't been the best at stopping the run this season, but the last couple of weeks we've been a little bit better.
We did mention Michael Parsons and his pass rush. But on the Bears side, we got Montez Sweat. He's got 5 sacks in the last 7 games. Even though the Bears pass rush has been much maligned all season, I think we can get to Jordan Love a little bit because, for one, they got a rookie right guard because Elton Jenkins has been hurt on the offensive line, and they've done some shuffling along that line. I think the opportunity is there for Montez Sweat and some other guys to actually get back there and touch Jordan Love, or as you all has just alerted me to his nickname in the media, J-Lo.
J-Lo.
No better time. Tez effect, we want to see it in full effect. Kyler.
I wonder if he's been doing
Yep.
things with Diddy too.
Okay, let's
Wouldn't be
definitely
surprised.
What's next? What's next?
Did y'all see that documentary yet?
No, and I will
I'm gonna
not.
watch it this weekend.
No, thank you.
Well, why are you asking for my Netflix then?
Excuse me. First of all, I didn't. Number one. Number two, it wouldn't be to watch that. I didn't even know. I knew it was on something, but I didn't know it was Netflix.
Let's do our predictions. Q, you start. What's your predictions for this game? The Bears are, hold on, I think last I looked at it, the Bears were a 6.5-point dog.
That's what we are.
We are on a 5-game win streak. I'm not breaking that 5-game win streak. I'm not breaking stride with my team. I was going to say Packers 24-20, but there's been too much Packer glazing on this show, and damn it, I won't be a part of it. I will not be a part of it. Bears 41, Packers 17.
Period. That's it. That's it. I'm not gonna go that ambitious, but I damn sure from day one was gonna say the Bears was gonna win. It wasn't never no caveat to go no other way. But I'm gonna go with 28-21. Bears.
So I'm looking at the game. I'm looking at the game preview right now. They got the Packers as a 6.5-point fave at Soldier Field North. The weather is supposed to be under 25 degrees. They saying at kickoff, it might be less than 20.
Bear weather.
As we've seen before this season, it's just been a lot of things bouncing in the Bears' favor. It's almost as if it's ordained. It's almost as if the Bears have a hotline to the football god. Does the Wisconsin have a pope?
No.
Does Chicago have a pope?
Yes. Take me through there. Chicago has the pope.
Chicago Bears and Chicago White Sox as well have a pope.
It's 40th anniversary of the Bears winning the Super Bowl. 45 years since the Blues Brothers. The Bears now have the Bruise Brothers and Cal Monungai and DeAndre Swift. They are going to run through the Packers defense. All I hear about how the Packers run defense isn't going to allow the Bears to do what they did to Philly. Let me tell you something. No one's going to allow anything. The Bears are just going to do what they want to do. I think people need to stop looking at the Bears as if they're getting lucky. No. As I said, it's ordained. These things are supposed to happen. They say the schedule's too tough for the Bears. No. The Packers, the Niners, the Lions, and the Browns. You all saw that movie or read that book, The Watchmen. They're not on the Bears' schedule. They have the Bears on their schedule. I'm not locked up in here with y'all. You in the wrong bullpen yourself because the Bears run this Saturday, and it's going to be no different come Sunday.
Better bang on the wall, get the CO. Tell him get him out of here. You want to go to SEG. You do not want to be on deck with the Bears.
I got the Bears continuing its winning streak. On the 2-0 against the Packers in 2025. Bears 56, Packers 6. Bear down.
I'll see you all next time. Thank you so much for joining us. Have a good night, everyone.
I'm going to go drink some Jardinera. Bear down.
Bear down.
Thanks for listening to this latest episode from the Frustrated Chicago Sports Fan Channel. Don't matter if you listen to this on Apple Podcasts or Spotify or watch it on Twitch or YouTube. Make sure you like, subscribe, share with a friend, hit the notification bell so you never miss a drop. And to all the guys from Chicago, we say 3 things. Bear down, go Cubs go, and sell the team, Jerry.